Okay, let's try this shit again. Let me see if I'm even live right now. I know it says I am, but I just want to... Holy fuck. I don't... Maybe I'm not meant to be live streaming. Holy shit. Nope. There we go. So, yeah. Wait, what the fuck? We need to... Oh, I just needed to shrink it down. That's what I needed to do. Okay, this is my fucking third attempt at doing this. So Elon Musk has crashed out. Yeah, it's... Wait, why the... Oh, I have two face cams. That's insane. Just, I'm just gonna... Yeah, put that right there. That's better.
All right, so Elon Musk was fired. That's definitely not what people have said.
I thought he left.
Said it was, an agreement. But do you crash out this hard after a mutual agreement? I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, that's, okay, so,
all right, so...
Where was it?
With Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Honestly, it is a lot. First off, they parted ways on TV, and Trump gave him a golden key to, I guess, the White House and thanked him for his service at Doge, even though he literally did nothing. But do you crash?
Okay, so time to drop the really big bomb. Holy shit, I'm retarded. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been released and made public. And that's the real reason they have not been in public. I did not say released. What the fuck does my brain jump to conclusions like that? Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. Yeah, so Elon Musk is claiming that Trump is on the Epstein files. Like, not just the flight logs, but like the full-on files where, where he actually went to the island and, we can all assume what happened. But now, if this is true, if Elon isn't just saying this because he's angry at Trump, why the fuck didn't he say anything before? That's it's pretty fucking, that would be pretty fucking questionable, right? Like, I think that says a lot about him, And it's obvious, like, if this is true, it's obvious because they were all buddies before, so that's what it is.
Shout this hard after a mutual agreement? I don't think so. So a lot has happened in the last week with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Honestly, it is a lot. First off, they parted ways on TV, and Trump gave him a golden key to, I guess, the...
Like, I know he left, but, like, I've been hearing rumors for, like, the last few months that, Elon Musk is gonna leave the White House, he's gonna leave, and I guess he finally left, and he no longer likes Trump as well.
White House and thanked him for his service at Doge, even though he literally did nothing. Like, ultimately,
I mean, he basically just fired a bunch of people, really. Like that's basically all he really did.
Really, Doge probably cost the country more money because they have to fix a bunch of things that they broke in the process of cutting funding to a bunch of things. Like, who knew if you just randomly turn things off, things break? Who would have thought? But after he was kicked out and this golden key thing happened, everyone kind of assumed that nothing was going to happen for...
who cares? Who cares if you
at least, a couple weeks? Because a day after they had this agreement to part ways, Elon Musk did an interview where he talked about rockets and, refused to talk about politics. They tried to bait him in the interview to talk about Trump or politics because having Elon Musk do that in an interview would be...
Yeah, I mean, he's been all buddies with Trump for the longest time now. I feel like since 2022 was when I started hearing about him, like, being buddies with Donald Trump and him being, like, more conservative. Because I know for, like, a long time Elon was, like, a liberal, but, like, now he's, he was a full-blown conservative for a little bit. And now I don't really know if he's, like, a conservative or a liberal or if he just doesn't like Trump.
really good content, but he
guessing he
didn't
probably
budge.
just
He
doesn't-
only wanted
just
to talk
doesn't
about
like Trump.
spaceships. That's it. So everyone kind of assumed he wasn't going to talk about this for at least a couple of weeks, right? Because he
So I don't, just so I don't, oh, fuck. The fuck did I put them? I mean, I have headphones right here, but these aren't really the headphones I want to use, but I might have no other choice. Ah, who fucking cares? I will just use these. Yeah. Let's see.
He literally said,
Okay,
I don't want to speak out against the administration. He literally said that.
I don't want to, speak out against the administration,
It's a
but I
little
don't want
weird,
to.
like-
I also don't want to take responsibility for everything the
How long
administration.
ago was this?
I don't want to speak out against the administration. He literally said that.
I don't want to,
Only wanted to talk about spaceships. That's it. So everyone kind of assumed he wasn't going to talk about this for at least a couple of weeks, right? Because he literally said, I don't want to speak out against the administration. He literally said that.
I don't want to, speak out against the administration, but I don't want to. I also don't want to take responsibility for everything the administration is doing.
But then on June 3rd, he tweeted this. I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive outrage.
I'm sorry, but I can't just stand it I can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know what you did wrong, you know it. So yeah, so Elon is mad at Trump because of the big beautiful bill, which is supposed to like do multiple fucking things. Like I know I know I was told, but I can't fucking remember because I'm like retarded like that. I'm just fucking retarded like that, but according to what Elon is saying is that it's gonna cost so what Elon was trying to do is cut government spending, and that's the big beautiful bill is it's like so big that it's gonna basically prevent, like, since he's been trying to cut government spending, the big beautiful bill has them spend a lot on things apparently, and Elon doesn't really like that because like that's what like his literal job was to cut government spending.
Just pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. And he also said the spending bill contains the largest increase in the debt ceiling in U.S. history, which is true. I talked a little.
Yeah, I did hear that. Like it's like a few $1 trillion. Like that's what I heard, at least. I remember hearing that.
A little bit about the deficit on the May recap, and yeah, the deficit. This is like a real problem, and it's going to affect young people, especially because old people, the people who are calling the shots in government right now, will literally be dead by the time it's like an actual big issue. No
Yeah, that's
politician wants to address
that's not. I don't really like hearing that.
the deficit because it doesn't look good if you raise taxes and cut services, which has to be done. Now, I'm not saying we cut Medicaid or Social Security, which is what
So wait, so you want to cut services?
this bill's trying to do. I think we should, audit the Pentagon because they haven't been passed an audit in like 7 years
Okay, I fucking misunderstood.
or something. Like, I don't know why we're giving such a large portion of the budget to defense when they can't even pass an audit and show us what that money is going towards. But it's kind of weird Elon Musk is trashing this bill so hard because, like, I'm 90% sure he knew that this bill was, like, really bad for people. I mean, they literally talked about how it's going to be really painful.
Yeah, I know Elon has been talking a lot of shit on Trump. Hold on. Yeah, Elon has been talking, like, a lot of shit on Trump recently. Like, he just does not like Trump anymore. Like, I've already said this a million times. That's just
For a short amount of time if Trump wins, but the economy will be great, okay, guys? Like, they literally talked about this. It's not me schizo posting. They addressed this and talked about how things were going to be really bad for a little while. I think they knew that it was going to be bad. Elon Musk also said this is going to cause a recession.
Yeah, now he's saying that. He hasn't said jack shit about the Trump tariffs before, but, like, now he's like, oh, it's going to cause a recession. Wonder why he wasn't speaking. Oh, again, that's because of They were big buddies before that, right? You know, so it says a lot about him. Like, it's not, like, again, obviously not just this. It's the, of course, the main thing is the Epstein thing. Like, if this Epstein thing is true about Trump, it says a lot about Elon that he, hold on, I wanted to switch to this. So, yeah, so if Trump was actually on Epstein's island and doing some freaky ass shit with Epstein, and Elon knew that, he didn't really say anything about it because, you know, he was all buddies with Trump, or, you know, or even if it's like classified information, I think it is. So, maybe that would be a reason why he didn't say, but then why would he be saying it now? So, I don't exactly know, like, is it legal to, like, say, oh, is he in the Epstein files? Like, is that breaking classified information? I actually don't know. But, again, if he is, why didn't he say anything, or, like, at least fucking leave the Trump administration and say, no, I'm not going to support this dude? Right? It says a lot about this dude. It says a lot about Elon. He doesn't hate Trump because he's a pedophile. No, he hates Trump now because of the big, beautiful bill. So, you know, it says a lot about him, honestly. Like, Elon, I don't even know what the fuck to say.
Which I also think it will. It's weird that as soon as he got kicked out of the White House, he became really woke again. But clearly the reason he suddenly cares
that is weird. Is he like, I don't exactly know, like, has his political views, like, initially changed, or is it just, or does he just hate Trump? Oh shit, I muted him.
And ketamine told him that Trump is now the enemy. Coward. That is the only reasonable explanation for all this, because yeah, like, ketamine told him that. But clearly the reason he suddenly cares a lot about this bill is because Trump kicked him out of the White House, and ketamine told him that Trump is now the enemy. Coward. That is the only reasonable explanation for all this, because yeah, like, we all knew this was bad. Elon Musk is only tweeting about it now because Trump is the new enemy number one. And it also puzzled a good amount of people and didn't make much sense for Elon Musk because, for example, the EV tax credit was getting slashed. That hurts Elon Musk. There was some things about the tariffs that would benefit Elon Musk, but like, overall, he was kind of getting shafted with all of it. And also, he just seemed...
exactly know. Like, I know what Trump was saying is that, Elon was gonna, like, make it mandatory for EVs, like, the EV mandate, so... and Trump wanted to cut that, and Trump is saying that's why Elon is mad at him.
Really out of place. Like, the general vibe from, like, literally everyone was that no one actually liked this guy. He was just there because he had a lot of money. That's pretty much it. Like, personally, I'm pretty convinced that most people that like Elon Musk still are probably bot accounts on Twitter. Like, I actually don't know many. I'm pretty convinced that most people Elon Musk still are because he had a lot of money. That's pretty much it. Like, personally, I'm pretty convinced that most people that like Elon Musk still are probably bot accounts on Twitter. Like, I actually don't...
I wouldn't be surprised if he does own it. And, Elon probably has, like, a massive ego, too. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of people with, like, money or a lot of people with, like, power like that have a massive fucking ego. You know how it is, right? So, he thinks he's so great, and I don't
know many people that still like this guy. But after Elon Musk started tweeting about all this,
I don't want to be like one of those assholes that just has my face in the corner and basically steals of it. I don't want to be that. Like, I want to give genuine commentary.
Stuff he went on for like literally hours because he's definitely just sitting there retweeting stuff about this and posting about it. Like, it's a lot. He is clearly very upset. And since Trump and Elon aren't actually talking to each other, they're just subtweeting each other, and then Trump subtweeted about removing subsidies from SpaceX, which I just want to say, this is not how our government should operate, even though I do actually, like, I'm on board with that personally. Like, I think we should subsidize industry. I just don't know exactly how to do it, and I don't think giving capital to capitalist companies is really helping a lot. Like, some subsidies you actually need, like farming subsidies are pretty important, okay? But I question how useful a Tesla subsidy was and a SpaceX subsidy was.
What's a subsidy? I don't know.
About it, like, it's a lot. He is clearly very upset. And since Trump and Elon aren't actually talking to each other, they're just subtweeting each other, and then Trump subtweeted about removing subsidies from SpaceX, which I just want to say, this is not how our government should operate, even though I do actually, like, I'm on board with that personally.
Is subsidies just like the government giving companies a whole bunch of money? I'm gonna assume that's what it is. That's what it sounds like.
I think we should subsidize industry. I just don't know exactly how to do it, and I don't think giving capital to capitalist companies is really
Holy shit. Subsidize. Oh, okay. What does subsidize mean? Let's see. Support an organization actively or financially. So yeah, basically that's just what I assumed it was. What it sounded like. It's just giving corporations a bunch of money.
I just don't know exactly how to do it, and I don't think giving capital to capitalist companies is really helping a lot. Like, some subsidies you actually need, like farming subsidies, are pretty important, okay? But I question how useful a Tesla subsidy was and a SpaceX subsidy was. We probably could have used that money better. I don't know for sure, though. This is just like a hot take. I do 100% think, though, that
I mean, Trump, he talked a whole bunch of shit on electric vehicles until, you know, then he was buddies with Elon, and then, I love Tesla. But he was still planning to cut his EV mandate, which I don't exactly know what, like, was it gonna like make it mandatory to how could you
bailouts are a bad idea. Like, the big thing bailout in 2008 was a terrible decision. I don't care what anyone says about how much worse it would have been. It's way worse now because now we have to deal with companies that are literally trying to get too big to fail, okay? Like, the reason Klarna and all these companies are like trying to get as big as possible is because they know if they're big enough and they go under, there'll be a big enough problem and get bailouts. That's literally the whole game. So I'm not a fan of bailouts at all. Subsidies are, like, you know, maybe they're useful. In the case of SpaceX and Tesla, though, I don't really see why we should have kept these as long as we did, but I am also a little bit biased. I do not like this man.
Especially when Elon Musk is like the richest man in the world right now. I'm pretty sure he's at least one of them. I think he has like $500 billion, which that's like a lot of fucking money.
Okay.
Like, the thing is, like, with like $500 billion, you could lose 99% of your money. If you lost 99% of your money, I'm pretty sure you would still have over $1 billion. If you had as much money as Elon Musk did, you would still have over $1 billion if you lost like 99% of it. Okay, like, I mean, even with 100 billion, if you lost 99% of it, you would still have $1 billion, which, you know, so like I don't ever think Elon is ever gonna, you know, lose all his money, which,
and I'm not gonna die on that hill.
No, like, I'm not saying I want him to lose all, like, I'm not saying I want him to, like, become home. I don't even, well, what the fuck am I saying? Holy shit, I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Totally wrong about that. But regardless of that, the government should not work in a way where the president is threatening subsidies of a company. That shouldn't be a thing. As much as I currently don't like either of these two people, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, this is great. It's not. It's not good. And then after this happened,
the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden just didn't do it. He didn't because he's retarded. I don't know. I probably do the shittiest Trump accent imaginable.
Elon Musk dropped a real bombshell, quote unquote. He tweeted the real reason the Epstein files had not been released is because Trump's...
like, is huge. Like, if it's true, that is like fucking huge, right? And you know, I hope it's not true because, you know, because I'm not hoping people are fucking pedophiles, okay? But, like, dude, if this is, like, true, right? I know I've said this, but if this is true, why the fuck didn't Elon say shit about it? Of course. I obviously, like, well, why am I even questioning it? I know I've even said this, because he was buddies with Trump, and now that he doesn't like Trump anymore, it's, oh no, Elon is bad now. Elon is automatically bad now. So I'm gonna say this now because I don't like him. It's, right? Trump doesn't, no, not Trump. Elon doesn't like Trump, and not because he's a pedophile, but because of the big beautiful bill. Like, nah, if you find out, like, that dude's a pedophile, or, like, if I would have worked with him, I would have, like, said that, or, like, you know, I'd probably be, afraid of, like, I guess, leaking classified information. But I would have definitely left to the administration and definitely spoke out a lot against Trump. You know, that's what I would have done. Look, I know, like, I mean, like the actual files, like, of, like, the, like, human trafficking, like, I've always been told, oh, like, it's hard to say, like, if he is, but, like, I know he was, like, 100% in the flight logs, but, like, multiple celebrities, like, took him, because, like, you know, took flights with, Epstein Air, I think, because Epstein was, you know, a pretty fucking rich dude. He was, like, a huge financier, which, you know, he had a lot of fucking money. I don't even know what a fucking financier is. I'm guessing I don't, but like I know he had a lot of money and like he was like pretty rich and a lot of other rich people knew him. So, and he had private jets, so you know, a lot of people probably flew on his private jets. Oh shit, I didn't even...
Saying all this stuff looks really bad on both their parts, because Trump is basically openly admitting that, yeah, I was using you. And then Elon Musk is also saying the same thing, except he's also admitting that it's like, hey, I knew you were with that Jeffrey Epstein guy.
Exactly.
I knew you liked that guy a lot.
Like, if this is true, like, I know this dude, like, I know this dude does not like Trump. Like, I'm pretty sure he's, like, pretty anti-Trump, so he's been assuming that, oh, yeah, I think Trump is on the Epstein files. From other people I heard that, like, JD DeLay, like, that's where I'm, like, repeating my stuff from. Because, if you don't know who he is, like, I would say he's a pretty fucking awesome dude. He's a former convict. He became, like, a recovery coach, and he fucking hates pedophiles. Like, that's, like, one of, like, the biggest things that, like, like, if you know JD DeLay, you fucking know he fucking hates pedophiles. Because, like, I mean, who doesn't? Pedophiles are, like, the most evil fucking demons. Like, they're fucking demons, okay? Objectively, they're fucking demons. But, you know, he's known for hating pedophiles. I know he said that, like, oh, well, Trump was on, like, he was on the flight, so, like, that's not exactly, concrete evidence that he actually did anything, but and like a lot of other people,
like, he's saying all this stuff,
but like, yeah, I don't even know what the fuck.
Like, it wasn't obvious to most people, and then it's like, okay, so we confirm now you knew all this stuff, Elon Musk, and you still let your kid...
I mean, I do think, like, it's totally possible that Elon should just be saying shit
around,
but you know, maybe he's not too. Maybe he is actually on the Epstein files.
This guy, really? That's been a video thing.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that like one of Elon's kids? So also, why the fuck would Elon allow his kids around Trump if he knew it was on the fucking Epstein files? Like, what the fuck?
You knew all this stuff, Elon Musk, and you still let your kid around this guy? Really? That's been a video. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you're new, and follow me on Blue Sky down below, and I have a Discord server as well. And click the answer down to more of my content, and have a good one.
Okay. No, do I have no fucking viewers. Damn, that's sad. Ooh. I might try multi-streaming. How I became an addict. Me thinking I would just try meth once. Oh. Yeah, this is JD DeLay. Like, if I might repost like the full stream, or I might repost VODs. This is JD DeLay. Would it be VODs, or is it just VODs on Twitch? I don't fucking know. Like, I'd probably just download the stream and clip it in like CapCut. Idubbbz's career is over. And that's like 39 minutes. So maybe we can watch that later. And like this whole fucking H3 versus Hassan beef. Yeah, H3 versus Hassan. It's been going on for like 3 fucking months now. Like, holy shit. I knew when I saw that the content nuke video on my feed, I knew it was going to be controversial, because obviously, like, I know like a few months before, H3 and Hassan have had their falling out, and H3 Ethan Klein has been like speaking about Hassan, for like a few months before the content nuke. So like I knew it was gonna be controversial. Like I obviously knew, especially since Ethan and Hassan were pretty big friends at one point. Like I knew it was gonna be very fucking controversial, but I did not expect it to drag on for 4 fucking months. I'll tell you that. I already like kind of did the Twitch just got fucking destroyed. North Korea is broken. Don't interpolate the reg. Logan Paul is under criminal investigations. I just gotta find a video that I want to react to. Like, some of these do seem... like videos. 9/11 cheerleading reenactment. Oh, yeah, this. I've seen this video. I thought this was like gonna be like a Hassan Piker video or something. Because I know he has that one clip of America deserved 9/11. Fuck it. I'm saying it. We totally brought it on ourselves. In a video game. I don't know, dude. The Hassan, I don't fucking know. It's like 9/11 cheerleading, but like, no, it's like, I think it was like high schoolers. Like, what happened here was like, high school cheerleading team literally reenacted 9/11, like with cheerleaders and some shit. Like, that's fucking wild. Oh, damn. Man. Okay. Oh, Penguin Z0 is streaming. This scam is killing cats. Oh, that's
I've covered a lot of scams over the years, but this product might just take the cake for being the most diabolical. It's an automatic litter box that is killing cats.
Oh, that's just fucking sad.
It kind of stops being a litter box and becomes like a pseudo guillotine that executes some of the
Oh no, that's fucking horrible.
cats that use it. It is horrifying and heartbreaking. There's a YouTube channel called One Man 5 Cats that just posted an incredible breakdown going over how dangerous and deadly this device is. Those 2 adorable cats pictured there, Mochi
Are they dead?
and Charlie, are 2 of the who knows how many victims of this death trap. As a cat owner myself, the thought of this is really infuriating. And from what I can tell through looking it up, this automatic litter box is a very popular one. And
Is it like faulty, or are they like actually trying to kill cats?
it's being sold under numerous different brands. It keeps getting rebranded or repackaged and sold by a ton of different other companies.
When they find out that, oh, this shit is killing cats, but then they're still selling it because they're greedy scumbags.
So it's not like it's coming from one place that you can always track down. Like, oh, this is, from Jerry Inc., designed to kill Tom and every other cat or anything.
Damn.
This is a bunch of different brands selling the same device with the same problem that can lead to your cat just being killed by it.
Which shared a video on TikTok from a lady called Carly J, who described how her automatic litter box killed her cat. A beautiful 1-year-old Siamese
Rest in peace. Oh, 1 year old, like that's still basically a kitten.
girl called Moshi.
Yesterday morning,
He said it was like a guillotine, so they like fucking cut their head off. Like, oh, that's fucking horrible.
we woke up, me and my 2-year-old daughter, and I went to find my cat, and she was hanging from her litter box. It had closed on her neck, and her body was hanging out, and there was
Blood.
red stuff all over, like
You
everywhere.
can't say that on TikTok. But...
I'm guessing you can't say blood on TikTok, but this
TikTok's a gay fucking platform. TikTok's gayer than a fucking gay-ass femboy furry. They'll ban you for anything, really.
scene she's describing is consistent with reports from...
I have so many banned TikTok accounts. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be fair, okay? On a lot of those TikTok accounts, I was posting extremely offensive memes. So I'll be fair, maybe the ban was justified. Maybe the ban was like a little bit reasonable because I was posting some outrageous memes, but I'm not gonna lie, I thought those memes were pretty funny. Okay, yeah, I'm a pretty big edgy humor person. I'm not gonna like say some fucked up shit to like random people, but like offensive memes, I fucking love offensive.
Other cat owners that also lost their beloved pets to this machine as well.
So this machine is like cutting their heads off. That's fucking disgusting.
Can't even imagine that. Even just hearing about it makes me angry.
I don't have cats. I used to like 4 years ago, but one of them escaped and never returned, and then they were both outdoor cats because I think they just both went outside one day. Like I know one of them like went outside and they would like she would like sometimes go, she'd be gone and she would return, she would go, she'd return, and then my mom didn't want to deal with a cat shit. She didn't want to deal with the litter box, so she just made the other cat go outside. And he stuck around pretty much. Like sometimes he'd go, but he pretty much stuck around most of the time. And then one day I got the news that like the male cat died, and it fucking sucked. And I haven't seen the one that would leave a lot. I haven't seen her ever since. Like I haven't seen her for a long fucking time. So maybe she's still alive. Yeah. So yeah, the female one escaped and just started going outside voluntarily, and then.
If I found
some people don't like the idea of outdoor cats, which I do understand. So
that my cat Io had been killed by one of these, that would have me fully go John Wick. Like I know I kind of look like a diet great value John.
He actually kind of does look like John Wick. I've never seen John Wick, but
Wick right now just
I know what he looks like. He does
by default, but that would have me fully go like unhinged.
Looks like a skinnier version
with it.
She didn't say what machine it was, but she did clarify in the follow-up video that it wasn't an actual litter robot, but something she had bought off of Amazon. She didn't name it in this video either, but she did in the comments. Her video started to go viral, but then just a few...
So, like, there's multiple different brands that are... That's just fucking sad.
Days after they were uploaded, they were gone. So I started to investigate. I needed to know if this was real and if potentially deadly machines were being sold.
It's not unusual for videos to be taken down either by the user or by a company looking to salvage their image if it paints them in a bad light. So One Man Five Cats was paying attention, noticed the videos got taken down, and launched his own investigation to see if the claims were real. Or maybe it was all one big hoax by some rival litter box company trying to besmirch the good name of Am's Toys.
I'd already found the one that she named on Amazon a few days earlier, sold under the brand Am's Toy. Astonishingly, they even called it Litter Robot by Am's Toy, using Whisker's Litter Robot font.
I feel like I've seen images of these. Like, I've seen images of these automatic litter boxes. I didn't know they were so fucking deadly.
This is absolutely not a litter robot, and it shows just how dodgy this company is.
This whole thing is fishy from top to bottom. This company itself is extraordinarily sketchy. So they're trying to pretend to be a more successful, more reputable company that sells the litter robot to
so like maybe like the one that I saw that was like a circle wasn't deadly, but the one that like had like the cat ears was.
confuse consumers. It's actual infringement. Like this is fraud. At least in my opinion. I'm not an expert, but they are calling it the litter robot, which is already something that exists by a different company, and it's a completely different device. The litter robot by Am's Toy is as much of a robot as me doing this.
Okay, back. I'm back. Want to have to hear you hacking
It
my throat.
doesn't really
It's just
function the way it
nasty.
should, because it shouldn't be fucking killing cats. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's-
It's not the litter robot, it's the shitter robot.
The shitter robot. Yeah.
And Amstoy knows that. They are doing a classic knockoff. Like, this is something that
This is more than a fucking knockoff. Like, this is like, oh.
you see in every industry. When something gets popular, you're going to see 1,000 different companies and brands take the exact same thing, even call it the exact same thing, even though it's not the real product, because it's hoping to confuse buyers into getting.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, obviously other companies are probably going to try to make their own, and then there's other companies that might, like, just copy the design, and then...
theirs instead of the real one.
And
Usually
a lot
they'll
of them
make it
have,
more
like,
appealing by
really
making
low
it cheaper,
quality.
which is exactly what Amstoy's litter robot did. It is a cheap automatic litter robot option that people who are familiar with these kind of devices have probably heard the name litter robot before, so they felt that it was trustworthy.
In the review section, there was a photo of one
This machine killed my cat. Buy everywhere. This machine... Oh, no.
covered
This machine killed our family cat of 2 years. She got stuck in the machine and it ended her life. Do not buy the machine.
in blood, stating that it had killed their cat. It wasn't under her name, but it had to be her machine. But after the TikTok videos were removed, that review no longer had the photo on it and was now positive.
What?
Then a few days later, the entire listing for the Amstoy was gone. Was now positive. Videos were removed. That
But how do we know it's like the same person though? Because this machine could have killed multiple cats.
review no longer had the photo on it and was now positive. Then a few days later, the entire listing for the Amstoy was gone.
Another timeless classic from these evil companies. They put this product out there. When it becomes apparent to most consumers that it's a scam, or in this case, more than a scam, it is actually killing the intended user, they just vanish. They just disappear into a puff of smoke. Also, the review being changed, I haven't actually seen it to that level before. Like, it's very common
Did the reviewer change it, or did the fucking company like edit it or some shit?
for these scam companies to have paid reviews, like shills come in and review.
So they paid. I mean, dude, like if you're gonna accept money from that company, then that kind of says a lot about. I would say that says a lot about your character. But like, why the fuck are they paying?
Or in certain cases, bots. When the review site doesn't have a lot of protections in place, you'll see a lot of bot reviews. But this one's really weird. Not only did they try and bury that review about the cat that was murdered by their product, they changed it to "good machine with cute ears." That's like the
So did they like use a bot to like edit the review without like the person knowing that? That's disgusting.
fakest sounding review ever. And in a case like this, that's like someone leaving a review for the brazen on the outside, 4 stars. These people are fucked up. It's not like they don't know what's going on here. They are clearly aware that their product is killing cats. And yet, what they're doing to fix that
It's like cutting their fucking heads off. Like that's disgusting.
is hiding that and then just rebranding. Like they just say, all right, we'll just try again in a week. That was so good, I think I'll try it a second time.
Or why don't you try to fix your fucking product or just quit? And it's easy. And it's because they love their fucking money. Like that's just classic corporate greed. They don't give a fuck about innocent little kitties' lives. No, they just care about money.
What about Second Breakfast? Here we go, new brand, same machine. It'll probably kill a couple cats, and when that happens, we'll just do it all over again, rinse and repeat.
They don't even
Don't-
like, dude. If you want to like still exist, I guess, but like, fix your fucking machine. Don't go. Yeah, no. We're just gonna keep it the exact same. I wonder if I can.
Also, a lot of very similar looking
Why does
machines
this dude have honey installed?
and different
Wasn't that
names on
game
Amazon
supposed to
and
be,
Wayfair in the US,
still has, like, installed?
not just under the Amstoy name. After looking at the photo
I'm gonna try to find one of these. Hold on. Okay. Self-cleaning litter box. I'm gonna go on Amazon. Let's see if we can find that product or similar. This one looks like one of the ones that killed cats, so it has 4 5-star reviews. That's a little sketchy. It only has 4 reviews, and they're all 5-star. That's a little bit sketchy. Like this is like faulty products that are just like, oh yeah, this shit fucking broke on me. This shit sucks. But no, this is killing cats. Like this is way more than just a fucking faulty ass product. Like, it's a faulty ass product. But like, dude, like with faulty ass products, it's just like, oh well, I can't fucking use this anymore. That sucks. But no, this is killing cats. A bunch of gaming PC recommendations. Oh, there, that one is not working properly. So this one doesn't seem like it's loud enough to scare wildlife. The grinding motor sounds like a garbage truck, so... And this one, is this one killing cats, or is this one just a shitty product? I want to, like... Maybe let's search up with ears. With ears. With, cat ears. With ears sounds a little fucked up. Is this it? Is that like AI generated? It's a cute kitty, but like, yeah, that looks like the, no, not exactly, that's just fucking sad. Let's see how many, no one's watching.
And videos of them, I saw a potential danger. So I had to buy one to see for myself. And they didn't actually send me the one I ordered, which was identical to the AMS toy version, minus the ears.
Yeah.
But what I received was still the same fundamental design.
Yeah.
It's one of the countless generic machines which are generally bought in bulk and branded by a random company. That's why you see so many identical ones online with
Someone needs to sue the fuck out of like whatever company.
different names.
Without the ears, this shit
probably,
actually
like,
does just look like a minion.
leaving-
It looks like a minion that was
And just disappearing so they can avoid getting their asses sued.
trapped in a noir film. So as you can see, this machine is being used by a ton of different sellers under a ton of different names, ton of different brands.
Yeah.
But it remains the same fundamentally terrible product that can kill a cat.
I immediately started testing it straight out the box as shit
he's
and
not
had
using
my
an actual
fears
cat.
confirmed.
Obviously. These are crazy lunatics. Like, there's probably some crazy lunatics who would. Is that a motor? Or...
I don't even know how I'm supposed to freak.
And the cat's fucking
Yikes,
dead at
that is horrible. Seeing the Garfield plushie get annihilated there like it was about to be turned into fucking lasagna paints a pretty clear
Oh,
picture of
I don't
how
wanna
these
hear
cats
that,
are
yeah.
being killed by it.
Like, I know Garfield's associated with lasagna, but like I don't want to hear, oh, cat gets turned into lasagna. Oh no, that's disgusting.
So it is a single piece of
yeah,
plastic
go.
and only
I
one
don't wanna
opening
fucking hear
that's
about it.
mounted to the base, and it rotates upwards when it's doing its cleaning cycle. So if a cat peeks in, which is very normal behavior for cats apparently, like my cat does it.
Yeah.
Io, anytime she uses the litter box, she like looks down there to make sure that it's not alive, because if it is, she'd go down there and swat the shit out of it 1,000 times, give it like the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, ora ora ora, well, just slapping the poop around. So it's not unusual, and it should be expected that a cat might look into the litter box once it finishes. And that shouldn't be a death sentence for the cat.
But this rotates on the y-axis, so as it cycles, the opening closes. because that piece of plastic opening is attached to the base and not split in two, if a cat gets caught in it, then...
Someone should try getting like a ballistic dummy of a human hand. Well, I feel like what this guy should have done, like, I know ballistic dummies are like a lot of money, but you know, I feel like what could have been done to like kind of show is get a ballistic dummy of a human hand and put it in there and then see what it does.
There's no escape.
Like what kind of actual damage.
There's the weight sensors, an infrared sensor on the front entrance that will pause the machine if a cat gets close to it or enters it. The third safety measure is the pinch detector.
Now, this has sensors, but clearly they don't work very well. The sensors are supposed to be in place to prevent this kind of thing from happening, where if there's still a cat like around while it's doing the cleaning cycle, it should abort that mission. Like, it shouldn't continue the cleaning cycle because it could be dangerous to the cat.
Here, I'm pressing down, putting my weight on it, and covering the infrared sensor. Both indeed pause the cycling briefly. It should not resume like this. If a cat put its paws on the front and peered in, it should wait until those triggered sensors were cleared. Instead, it just pauses briefly and resumes, which is making both sensors redundant.
Now the pinch detector should, getting a sense of resistance from here and reversing, but it doesn't, it carries on. Ah.
Why are you putting your hand through it?
God, that really hurts.
Dude almost just sacrificed his hand to the AMS toy Bloodlord.
Exactly. I said, oh, he should get a ballistic dummy of a hand. Nah, he put his real fucking hand in it.
Here. So clearly, these sensors are not effective. Now, they did roll out an update on the app to fix the sensors, which did actually fix them, but I still argue that that's just not good enough. It is a terrible product, even with functioning sensors. It is still a dog shit design that is inherently dangerous for cats. There is no reason why it should be rotating upwards and have a fucking fixed base that it's rotating against. Because technology breaks. No matter how much you like fix something or roll out changes, there's always going to be malfunctions. And in the case of this putrid motherfucker, it's going to cost the cat its life. Other automatic litter boxes that I've seen don't rotate upwards often. Most of them rotate onto their side. But the ones that do also don't rotate against a fixed base, they rotate against something that can pop off. So even if a cat somehow does...
It's still a fucking dangerous fucking design.
...find itself...
Dude, I say the word fucking a lot.
...stuck on one of the other machines that's going upwards, because they're in two pieces, the top pops off and the cat is alive and it gets to live to see another day.
Yeah.
Here, that is not the case.
Yeah, because it fucking cuts their head off.
Inside rim of the plastic.
Or like maybe he doesn't like completely cut it off, but it like probably like severs their spine or something. Like ugh.
The opening's actually quite sharp too. So that combined with the force and the 3 safety measures all failing to do their job made this machine incredibly dangerous. Once I had finished these initial tests, I connected it to the Tuya Smart app to see if there were any firmware updates, and yeah, there was one. So I installed it, and amazingly, the sensors started to work properly, including the pinch detector.
One Man 5 Cat mentions that there was no indication that there needed to be a firmware update. There was nothing in the...
Who the fuck, like what retard there was saying, oh yeah, let's make a pause for a few seconds. Like what retard who works for that company was saying, oh, we should make it pause, not actually stop it until the cat leaves.
A manual that even talked about safety, really. So the vast majority of buyers of this product would have no idea that they need to download and update the firmware to have the sensors function properly. Exactly. When you purchase something, you're expecting it to be in a working order. That's not going to just be some kind of fucking saw trap for your cat.
From my experience in my Facebook group, I know that many people don't bother with apps, which means if they have one of these, then they won't have the safer firmware. Are the sellers on Amazon, Wayfair, and AliExpress contacting people who've bought them to tell them that they must update the firmware? Well, if this was a single machine sold by a well-known brand, I'm sure they would. But with all these different random companies, it's doubtful. I just really hope that they are.
I am extremely confident that they're not. I would eat my fucking left shoe if it turns out any of these sellers bothered reaching any of the buyers to tell them to upgrade the firmware to update it, otherwise their cat might die in it. I feel like most of the companies would be really weary of sending an email like that to the buyers because it might put them into legal hot water or something. They probably wouldn't even alert the buyers to those safety concerns in the first place, and they just sit there crossing their fingers hoping that their cat doesn't die, because then it might be bad for their brand and they'll have to restart again under a different name, like they're doing countless times.
Then there's just how good are the sensors? How reliable are they? Sensors fail, especially cheap sensors. And looking at the build quality of this, I highly doubt the sensors are high quality. So if the sensors stop working, then you still have this incredibly dangerous design of the opening closing off with no way to escape.
It's something One Man 5 Cats also mentions here, and then also talks about how bad the build quality is and how it's just...
Let's look at it again and see if we can find any of these products. So yeah, a lot of these, like this one looks like a washing machine. They rotate on their side. So what fucking retard thought, oh yeah, let's just make it go, whoa, not like, you know, like it would go, yeah, it would go on its side, not on like. Oh, this one. Damn, that's fucking horrifying. Why is this on that? Damn, that's interesting. That's horrifying. Oh, there's another YouTube video about it.
What is that?
Oh no. So did those cats die? One man, 7 cats.
I've been using self-cleaning / automatic litter boxes since 2015, and I've been reviewing them
I didn't even know they existed for that long.
on this channel since 2020. My first one, the Cat Genie, wasn't used much by my cats, but the Litter Robot 3, which I bought in 2018, was a big hit with my 5 cats at the time, hence the name of the channel. Some people criticize cat owners who use them as lazy, you know, just to make things easier for them, rather than
Cares, right? Like,
actually better
I mean,
for
the
their
cat
cat.
can become more lazy, but like, who the fuck wants to scoop up cat shit like that? That's nasty.
And I strongly disagree with this. Thanks to them, my cats always have a clean litter bed to use. I've got 7 cats now, and they use 2 Litter Robot 4s. Unless you work from home all day, every day, it's impossible to keep manual boxes clean for them when you're not home. Even with multiple boxes. Well, I suppose if you had like 10, maybe you could do that. Cats don't want to use dirty boxes, and these machines mean they don't have to anymore. Over the last 4 years, I've tested more than 20 different machines across 5 videos. Most of them haven't really been great and have had numerous issues, urine leaks being the most common problem. In fact, I've
That's nasty.
only really recommended a handful of different machines across the videos, and some of those have caveats. The thing that I talk about in every review, the most important factor for any self-cleaning automatic litter box, is safety. If there's any risk to my cats, I will absolutely not use them, no matter how good the rest of it is. Of those 20 plus machines, I've only encountered 2 that I don't consider 100% safe. One of them actually states in the instruction manual that you shouldn't use it unsupervised, which is
Okay, well, who the fuck is like looking at the litter box and watching their cat take a shit? Probably some weirdos who would, but like normal functioning people who are not fucking deranged weirdos. Who's like gonna look at their cat every time they're taking a shit? Like no one does that.
pretty ridiculous, as that defeats the purpose of it.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like anyone who would watch their cat, like
At the end of July,
like, no one watches their cat take a shit in a litter.
there were a couple of posts in my self-cleaning litter box discussion group.
Like no one's gonna Like, I mean, like, people are probably, like, aware, like, oh, like, they see the cat go up to the litter box. Like, no one's probably gonna look at the litter box when the cat's taking a shit or go out of their way to watch the cat take a shit.
Shared a video on TikTok from a lady called Carly J, who described how her automatic litter box killed her cat, a beautiful 1-year-old Siamese girl called Moshi.
Yesterday morning, we woke up, me and my 2-year-old daughter, and I went to find my cat, and she was hanging from, her body was hanging out, and there was red stuff all over, like everywhere, and she was gone.
She didn't say what machine it was, but she did clarify in the follow-up video that it wasn't an actual litter robot, but something she'd bought off of Amazon. She didn't name it in this video either, but she did in the comments. Her videos started to go viral, but then just a few days after they were uploaded, they were gone. So I started to investigate. I needed to know if this was real and if potentially deadly machines were being sold. I'd already found the one that she named on Amazon a few days earlier, sold under the brand Amstoy. Astonishingly, they even called it Litter Robot by Amstoy, using Whisker's Litter Robot font. This is absolutely not a litter robot, and it shows just how dodgy this company is. In the review section, there was a photo of one covered in blood, stating that it had killed
Is that blood? I thought that might have been dirt.
their cat.
From, like, the outside. But...
It wasn't under her name, but it had to be her machine. But after the TikTok videos were, then a few days later, the entire no longer had the photo on it, and was now positive. Then a few days later, the entire listing for the Amstoy was gone.
Yeah, probably because people were probably gonna sue the fucking company. When it's killing multiple cats, yeah, there's probably gonna be some people who go like, oh, well, I'm gonna sue this. I'm gonna sue this bitch. Like, this bitch-ass company.
There are also a lot of very similar looking machines and different names at Amazon and Wayfair in the US, not just under the Amstoy name. After looking at the photos and videos of them, I saw a potential danger. So I had to buy one to see for myself. As Amazon and Wayfair in the UK don't sell any of them, I had to buy it from AliExpress, which I strongly recommend never doing. But I had no choice. It cost me £165 and £80 for shipping. 4 weeks later, it arrived. It had no brand on it, and they didn't actually send me the one I ordered, which was identical to the Amstoy version, minus the ears. But what I received was still the same fundamental design. This was the
or moist critical, you know, whatever you like to call him. Woman dyes her dog red. The reason why is sad.
People criticized a woman for dyeing her dog's fur red, but the reason why she did it is sad. A woman named Chloe sparked outrage because she dyed her dog's fur bright red. When she posted videos of her red dog online, many people came to comment, accusing Chloe of turning a living being into a fashion accessory. Others
I mean, dude, like, if it doesn't hurt the dog, then, like, is it that evil? I don't fucking know.
said she simply did it for attention. And some even said it was cruel to
I get why people wouldn't like it.
the dog, as it may get confused. But Chloe loved her dog named Dan, and had been dyeing his fur red for years, long before she made any videos about him.
People keep reporting us. This whole situation is really frustrating.
Eventually, the backlash became too much, leading to Chloe revealing the sad reason why she dyes her dog Dan bright red. That is, to prevent him from being kidnapped. You may be wondering, who would kidnap a dog? Well, you see, Dan is a Great Pyrenees Dandy, which can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. You may think this is overly cautious, but that's where this story takes a dark turn. There had been instances in Chloe's neighborhood of Great Pyrenees Dandies being kidnapped, and then later sold for a big profit. Many people don't realize that dog kidnapping is a big business. The dogs are normally kidnapped to be sold or used in dog fights.
Thieves quickly resell stolen dogs.
They use them in dog fights? No, that's That's evil.
To make money.
It's a surprisingly common crime. For example, in April 2025, 160 dogs were rescued from one house in South Carolina, with
160 dogs in one house. Just fucking imagine.
With almost all of them being stolen dogs. However, dog thieves normally avoid dogs with obvious markings. They normally sell the dogs in the same area where they're stolen, meaning the dog's owner might see it around, as people who buy stolen dogs often don't.
Salt Lake City, damn. So this was in Utah. That's my home state.
Realize they're stolen, which explains why Chloe dyed Dan's fur red. The dye will last for 6 weeks every time Chloe does it, giving Chloe and the police a big window to find Dan, if he was ever lost or stolen. It's sad Chloe felt the need to do this, but because other Great Pyrenees dandies had been stolen in her area, she felt she had no other choice. But what happened?
Does the dye hurt the dog though? Like, I understand why people like wouldn't like it. But like, is it a huge deal if like the dye doesn't? If the dye hurts, it might do. Like, is that like Red 40? I think Red 40's for food, but
when the worst case scenario actually happens. That's what happened to this man named Wang Yan. In 2012, 26-year-old Wang from China came home from work. His dog would normally greet him whenever he came home, but this time things were different. Wang's dog was nowhere to be found, leading Wang to believe his dog had somehow escaped. But after searching day and night for several weeks, Wang's dog was still nowhere to be found, which is when Wang began to suspect something more sinister might have happened to his dog. You see, in China,
oh, did they take the dog and kill it for food? Oh, I know you might be thinking, oh, Mason, you're racist. You're fucking racist. No, because I do know it does happen in China. I know it's like a huge Chinese stereotype. It's like, oh, Chinese people eat dogs. But like, I don't know like how many of them actually do, but I know it does happen in China. Like, I do know that it does happen, and Korea. Like, I do know like it's been kind of known. Like, I think North and South Korea have both have like a lot of places kill. I'm pretty sure in North Korea, like I heard in North Korea, old Kimmy Boy banned dogs and made them and killed them all. I really don't want to sound racist, man. I feel like I sound racist. Like, I do know it does happen over there.
Sometimes dogs are kidnapped and are then sold to slaughterhouses for meat. Also in China, slaughterhouses often pick up stray dogs, so Wang decided to check his local slaughterhouse. And while he didn't find his own dog, he was horrified to see so many other dogs being butchered for their meat. At this point, Wang realized his dog was likely gone for good, but he couldn't bear to leave all of the dogs in the slaughterhouse behind, knowing that all of these dogs would soon lose their lives. So Wang became determined to try and do something about it. Wang had built up a net worth of several million yuan, as he owned a steel factory. So Wang decided to simply buy the entire slaughterhouse, saving all the dogs he'd just seen. But Wang didn't stop there. He soon bought the abandoned factory next to the slaughterhouse, and turned it into a rescue center for stray dogs. But Wang still wasn't done. Over time, he continued to expand his shelter. Eventually, it got so big, over 1,000 dogs were staying there at one time. The shelter took over Wang's entire life. He stopped working to take care of the dogs full time. And
unfortunately, like last week, my mom had to put one of our dogs down because he was old and he was sick. He was like throwing up. Like anytime he drank any kind of liquid, he was throwing it up. I don't think he was eating, because like in the throw up there was just nothing in it. It was just pure liquid. So, like, a lot of, like, it was, like, I know it's kind of gross I'm describing it, but, like, yeah, it was really sad, man.
And poured every penny he had into the shelter, eventually even declaring bankruptcy, as he had spent all the money he had on saving dogs' lives. Despite being bankrupt, Wang refused to accept any donations, instead telling people to send food and supplies for the dogs, instead of a single penny for himself. Since that day when Wang bought the slaughterhouse, he has saved thousands of dogs' lives, and most of the dogs he saves go on to be adopted by a loving family. Wang sacrificed everything he had, inspired inspired by the pain he felt when he lost his own dog all the way back in 2012. It's a powerful reminder of the bond between humans and animals, and how far that loyalty can go, with another perfect example being this dog. When a dog's owner passes away, the dog can become very upset, often laying down at their owner's grave, which is exactly what people thought this dog was doing. After this dog's owner passed away, she dug a hole where her owner's grave was. Everyone assumed she was doing this to be close to her owner, but the German Shepherd was actually hiding a big secret. One day, a woman named Vesa was at the cemetery in Serbia, which is when she saw the dog and went over to pet it. But as she did, she noticed the dog was hiding a litter of puppies that it had been keeping safe in this hole. But there was a problem. The German Shepherd had not been going out to get food and water, leading to both the dog and the puppies being malnourished and unhealthy. The dog had been doing nothing but sitting on her puppies in the hole by the grave, keeping them warm and safe. So Vesa realized she had to step in, as it's almost impossible for a stray dog to care for a litter of puppies. So Vesa took the dog and the puppies home, and began to nurse them back to health. After just a few weeks, the dogs began to gain fat and muscle. Eventually, the puppies grew up, allowing Vesa to let other people adopt the puppies, meaning each one went to a loving family, which is something that sadly not every dog has. Every year, 6 million dogs are abandoned by their owners, which is exactly what's happened to...
Is this the Burger King foot lettuce? No, this isn't. The Burger King foot lettuce one. I know it's similar to this. I thought...
In 2000...
I mean, clickbait. I mean, it wasn't really clickbait. But I guess it wasn't really clickbait because the dog was red. But some of these do seem like clickbait though, like the statues moving, 10 9/11 facts, this pool shouldn't exist. Like I guess it's like maybe not exactly clickbait, but it's like top 10 videos. I don't know. I used to watch these types of videos a lot, and I guess some of it does seem like clickbait though. Oh yeah, see this, like the classic red circle. But, I mean, it was true the dog was dyed red. Most genius advertisements ever. Yeah, so this is just a top 10 channel. JD Delay. Let's watch this. Being overweight in prison. Let's actually watch it. This could be a good VOD. Like, this could be a good VOD.
Hey, yo, look. If you go to prison, you might be at one that has weights that you can use, or you might be at one that doesn't. One thing about being in prison, you're going to want to get as fit as you can.
Oh, yeah, probably. Because, you know, you fight, like, people fight a lot in prison.
Fast as you can. I mean, you might be alright if you're...
So if you don't, like, if I do, like, release any VODs, or, like, keep the the stream up after it's done. Oh shit! This dude JD Delay, he's fucking awesome. But he's an ex-convict and he became a recovery coach. He truly turned his life around. He's like truly an amazing person.
On some cupcake ass minimum yard.
He tells a lot of stories about him being in prison. He also talks a lot about like current events. So, you know.
But if you're on a medium or a max, you're going to work out. You're going to get that handle. And it has nothing to do with looks or what's socially acceptable or anybody's feelings. It's a matter of survival. Because walking around a prison yard out of shape puts a target on your back. Hey, what is up, y'all? I'm coming at you from a hotel. We are in the classy-ass La Quinta right now. We had an ice storm here in the state of Oregon, and it not only knocked out my internet, it knocked out my power. Now, they got my power restored, but my internet is still down, and I do everything that I do on the internet, whether it be recovery coaching or content. I basically live online. So I packed up the wife and the dog, and we're having ourselves a little vacation. Look, before we get started here tonight, I need y'all to understand that I am not being hateful. I am not not being judgmental. I am not trying to cast no type of shade on nobody. I am somebody who has struggled with my weight through major periods of my life too. But when you go to prison, there's certain things that you need to do to survive. There's certain standards that you...
Yeah, see, like, I could imagine people say, oh, this dude's fat phobic. I fucking hate those people, man.
You have to maintain, and if you go in there fat, bro, you're gonna have to get that fixed. You're gonna have to take care of that. There are only a few types of people that can actually side with being morbidly overweight in prison, and we're gonna get into that whole thing here in a minute. But before we get started, I need to say one thing, y'all. Some of y'all are sleeping on your boy, man. If you haven't subscribed yet, quit being a little bitch. Handle that. You know you want to. And y'all know that I'm in a hotel. I got people on that side of me. I got people on this side of me. Y'all know that I can't do my normal intro and yell, or can I? Let's go!
I fucking love this dude.
So hey, look, you guys, I don't know if you've noticed a certain theme about pretty much all of my content, but it's pretty much that prison sucks and you don't want to go there.
Shit.
It's a bottom of the barrel form of morality. It's a bottom of the barrel form of survival. It's not living. It's not thriving. It's not getting ahead in life in any way, shape, or form. It's just getting through. And if you can survive without getting too much trauma, then you might be able to get out and do something better with your life. And that would be my hope for anyone and everyone who's ever been locked up, as long as they're not a chomo. Then I think we should make them serve their entire sentence on to get out and do something better with your life. And that with life in any way, shape, or form. It's just getting through. And if you can survive without getting too much trauma, then you might be able to get out and do something better with your life. And that would be my hope for anyone and everyone who's away through major periods of my life. And we're going to get into that whole thing here in a bitch. So hey, look, you guys, I don't know if you've noticed a certain theme about pretty much all of my content, but it's pretty much that prison sucks and you don't want to go there. It's a bottom of the barrel form of morality. It's a bottom of the barrel form of survival. It's not living. It's not thriving. It's not getting ahead in life in any way, shape, or form. It's just getting through. And if you can survive without getting too much trauma, then you might be able to get out and do something better with your life. And that would be my hope for anyone and everyone who's ever been locked up, as long as they're not a chomo. Then I think we should make them serve their entire sentence on general population, and then we should give them the wood chipper. What we're going to talk about today, though, is if you go into prison overweight, you are already starting out at a huge disadvantage, because first off, they are not going to
I don't advocate for violence, but, you know, I don't really consider pedophiles as people. They're fucking disgusting. Disgusting ass demon.
Give you enough food in that chow hall, on that chow line, for you to maintain what you're normally used to. Like, it is not going to fulfill you. You are not going to be full. You are going to be in starvation mode a lot of the time. It's not going to be a good deal for you. You are going to suffer. It's going to be miserable unless you got a lot of money on your books for canteen. Now, just as a general rule, you're going to see people come in and they're morbidly obese and they're going to lose some weight, man. It might be 40 pounds. It might be 80 pounds. It just depends. Bro, even without working out, they're just giving you enough calories every single day for you to survive. They're not giving you enough to thrive or to be able to maintain any type of gains or anything like that. If you want to put on some muscle or you want to keep your fat, that's going to be on you to be able to provide the money and the food to get that. Now, like I said, where you go to prison, it may have weights or it may not. It really just depends, because a lot of prisons are phasing out the weights because a lot of the inmates that are dumb as hell and they don't know what they're doing, they go in there and they end up using weights as weapons, and that gets taken away from the rest of us. That's why convicts will stab you for that, bro. Like, most of the weights are known as a no-fight zone. You do not bring your drama up in there, little ass bitch. Take that somewhere else. Take that out to the yard. Take that down to the showers. Take that to anywhere else besides the weight pile. The only cardinal rule...
I can imagine how many unholy things happen in a prison shower.
That you can break that's worse than fighting in the chow hall because you're going to fuck up everybody else's meal is no fighting on the weight pile. Now, even if they don't have weights there, they're still probably going to have a dip bar and a pull-up bar. It doesn't matter what they have, bro. You're going to use it. You're going to figure it the out. Like, if you gotta do push-ups with your celly sitting on your back, if you have to do squats with your celly sitting on your shoulders, with his raw-ass pipe just all up against your neck while you sweat and grunt it out, you're gonna do what you gotta do. A lot of places, if you have the room, man, you're gonna be doing burpees. All these gangs that you're gonna see out there, they doing burpees. Burpees are the business, dog. Burpees were developed for the military, and then the prison gangs got a hold of them, and that's gonna be your standard issue, bro. That's gonna be your ration. That's gonna be a big part of your life while you were in prison. Yeah. If you're gonna be anything, man, if you want the best chance of survival, you better get real comfortable doing some burpees, dog.
Now don't get anything stupid, or I don't like get falsely accused of some shit.
Twisted. I'm not saying that they gonna kill you for being fat. What I'm saying is, ain't nobody gonna respect.
Not even just, pedophilia, like just falsely accused of anything, obviously.
You on that yard if you morbidly obese, homie. It's just the way that it is, and respect is of the utmost importance in there. That's what's going to get people to leave you alone. That's what's going to keep you out of drama. If you don't got no respect, you're going to have a much harder life on the inside. And there's only two types of fat inmates that get respect in there. One is the dude who has stuff coming in, bro. He got that hustle. Maybe he's got a girl who comes in to see him at visiting with something tucked up into her cooch, and she puts it in a little bag, and he be eating M&M's and swallowing all that stuff, and then he shits it out or he pukes it out, and he be selling drugs on that yard. That's one way that a big old motherfucker can get some respect on that yard. The other way is if they just a stabbing ass dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a few gang members that are fat as hell, bro, but they done stuck people, bro, and they stay sticking people. If there's work to do, bro, they down to put that in. And they not just gonna get you the ones, bro, because here's the thing about being fat, bro. You are gonna gas out in a fight, bro. A lot of people think that fights last a lot longer than they really do. These are people
who... Yeah, usually fights last 2 fucking seconds. Like, I haven't seen many fights at my school, but I've seen fights in school before, and they usually just last 5 seconds.
Who've never been in a real fight in their life. They think that a fight is gonna last 5, 6, 10 minutes. You're high as hell, bro. You need to put that pipe down, dog. A fight really...
They last 5 seconds.
They last 1, 2 minutes. Yo, you gassed out.
Well, I've seen fights that lasted probably at most 15 seconds.
One or the other is gassed out. If the other person gasses out...
Prison may be a bit different than school. I haven't seen many school fights, probably because I just don't go around the crowd who would fight. But I have seen a few of them. I've seen a fight in a bathroom before where it was just 2 dudes swinging on each other. It was just whoa. I think it was a lot of shoving, but it was and it lasted 10 seconds, really.
Before you gas out, that means you get to beat the hell out of them while they just... But if you gas out before them, guess what that means for you? It means you screwed, bro. So no fat dude is going to come giving you some fair ones, bro. They going to stick you, dog. They're going to run something deep up inside you. And I don't mean the wiener penis, bro. Get your mind out of the gut. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Now, if you out there on that prison yard and you ain't got no respect and people don't see you as a threat, you already gonna have a target on your back. If you got anything, people are gonna think they can take it from you. If there's a dude in there who's a chubby chaser and he's got a little bit of gay in him, man, he might just think that titty fucking you sounds like lunch, bro. And that's probably something you ain't trying to have happen to you against your will while you in prison. And you also might end up getting stereotyped, bro. A lot of the chomos that are in there, they spent their entire life living in their mom's basement, finding kids to meet up.
Oh, so people are gonna assume that you're a fucking predator. If you're fat. I mean, that is the stereotypical predator, fat as fuck. The old fucking rapo mustache, the thick glasses. Could be skinny too. I feel like it's either they're really skinny or they're fat as fuck. Right here. Right here, or the middle. I think the middle.
On their keyboard.
Yeah,
maybe every once in a while going out there and luring them off the schoolyard at the middle school by their mom's house. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
but as they go on.
I'm probably going to shrink this.
In prison for years and years and years, not being able to go out and hit that yard, not being able to work out because we don't let them. They get grosser and grosser and grosser. So if somebody mistakes you for one of them, that's a worst case scenario, bro. Then you have to fight to be able to prove that you ain't about a punk, bro. And if you can't fight it's gonna end bad, dog. Like, if you can't handle it, if you can't hang, if you get gassed out, bro, there's just so many ways that could turn bad for you. And look, the bottom line is that when you're in prison, you got nothing left but time. So you may as well use it doing something positive that can better yourself, that can better your health, that can put you in...
Again, I feel like I'm just stealing this video, man. I'm not very great at giving... I do want to give, like, genuine commentary and, like, what I think. I've given a little bit, but like I feel like a lot of this I've just been like sitting there this video going, that's crazy, just with my face in the stream, you know, like those reaction. Like, I don't want to be like that. I want to be like, I want to give actual commentary when I'm watching shit, and hopefully I'll get better at that.
When you hit that gate and get back out into the real world, man, now is your time to develop yourself, develop your character, read books, work out, do all the things that you could do to become your best self, so that when you get back out, you've got routine, you've got structure, you've got discipline. It'll give you a better chance at not going back to prison. And having been to prison and completely lost my freedom and had to live in such a guttural, bottom of the barrel, survival-based place, like, I know now, I completely understand that there is nothing that is worth losing my freedom unless it's protecting myself or my family or someone who's innocent who needs help. Like, other than that, I will never be reckless or toss my freedom away ever again. Out here on the streets, we're all free to be loving and accepting and kind if we choose to do so, which is what I choose to do. I choose to love everybody. I choose to accept everybody. I don't judge other people unless they're just absolutely insipid, wretched people who go out of their way to hurt,
or they're pedophiles,
other people. Like, wherever you are at in life, I can promise you this: I love you. It's easy to love, man. If people can hate people for no reason, I can love people for absolutely no reason. So we can have that out here.
Twitter users and Redditors, obviously, they just hate everyone. Twitter users and Redditors, they just fucking hate everything. Always insufferable, finding problems with shit that like no one cares about.
But when you're in there, you don't really have that option, man. It's a different universe, and it's a place you don't want to go. All right, y'all, that's a wrap for this one, man. I really appreciate you guys.
I fucking love this dude. No homo. No homo. No homo. Taking a look at like the... So I did get a little bit of viewers. Chomo started a gang in prison. Oh, okay, maybe I'll watch this.
Hey, everybody!
Might go like make some food first though, because I'm hungry. My fat ass is hungry. But I'm not really fat, but I eat like a fat ass though. I'll tell you that. Warming up a hot pocket. Holy hell.
Welcome back. It's so good to see you. So today we're going to be talking about a situation that was absolutely out of control in prison.
Homo means, it means pedophile, child molester, you know, disgusting demon.
Prison. So pretty much everybody knows that there's a particular hierarchy of the people in prison. And at the very bottom row, the absolute worst of the worst, are the people with the terrible charges against women and children. And just like a half step above them are the snitches. And all of these people understand
zero as much as regular Coke, but
get the absolute worst type of treatment. It's like a never-ending marathon of mental, emotional, and physical torture. And we're literally...
I have an idea on how to solve The tariffs and the we want to make products American made. Turn child molesters into slaves. It's a brilliant idea. Don't let them near children, though. Don't let them work at daycares as slaves or schools. No, hell no. But turn them into slaves. Like, make them work in the factory until the day they die. Make them make the iPhones. Make them make our computers. Make them just, I guess, clean our yards. You know, if they don't have any children, because people with children should not be letting them around them. But make them as slaves. Okay, make them produce our products, and don't give them any pay. Make them work as slaves until the day they die. I don't care if that's fucked up. They're chomos. I don't fucking care what happens to them.
Really talking about dudes who victimize the innocent and the pure and those who can't defend themselves in the worst, most heinous, violating.
Also, it's just so fucking disgusting that this country defends them or like protects them. They give them like the lightest fucking punishments imaginable. You touch a child, probation. Oh, maybe like a year, six months maybe. You get caught with like marijuana, though. 10 years. 10 years. You gotta spend 10 years in prison. But if you touch a child, oh no, just probation or some shit. Disgusting.
Possible type of way. So when they get into prison and they're swimming with the sharks, man, we go as hard as we possibly can on them. But what would happen if they unionized and they all got together and they tried to form their own prison gang? Well, that happened, and that's exactly what we're about to talk about. So pop up that popcorn, grab yourself a nice cold energy drink, and let's go! What is up, my beautiful humans? It's been a minute since I've gotten to sit down and do a full length. It's been really hectic around here. We have had a lot going on. Life absolutely happens, but I'm so glad to get this chance to sit down and talk with you. We just got back from Tampa. Me, my wife, and my dog. We were out there so that I could do this little interview for this little podcast. You guys might have seen something about them on here on YouTube, Soft White Underbelly. Yo, it was amazing, dude. Like, literally meeting Mark was such an incredible experience. He is such a kind, honest, genuine, and sincere human being.
Donut operator.
I had nothing but the best experience with this whole thing. We stayed at the Hotel Alba in Tampa, which is a Hilton Tapestry collection, and it is just absolutely mwah. Like, we got...
Get my, Hot Pocket. I'm not going to be like Hassan Piker and leave the video playing, because that's just like that's kind of stealing content. So okay.
$50 steaks, we hung out, we ate, we kicked it. They have a really nice pool there. My dog absolutely loved it. It was his very first road trip. My little Boston Terrier, some of you guys have seen him, Zero. He was such a good boy for this. And then on the way back, we hit up Dinosaur World in Plant City, Florida, which was amazing. We got there too late to take the full tour, but just being there was epic for me, because when I was a kid growing up, like, dinosaurs were my thing, homie. Like, them T-Rexes, them Velociraptors, it took me all the way back, and I was able to get some presents for the kids. So it was all around an amazing experience. The next road trip is going to be to go out and see Larry Lawton and to record for his channel. I promised him on my interview with him that we would do this, so we're getting it booked for later this week.
Yeah, I've heard of Larry Lawton too. He was like he's an ex-jewel thief.
Me and my wife are going to go out there. We're going to hang out with him and his awesome assistant, Nick. Big love and respect to both of you gentlemen. And Larry promised me the best roast beef sandwich in the country. And when Larry Lawton says that it's the best roast beef sandwich, I'm entirely inclined to believe that, man. He seems like the type of dude who knows his roast beef. That sounded weird. I didn't mean it to be weird. But anyway, guys, let me set the stage for this video, because it happened in Oregon back in 2006. Like, I had just gone down, and it was like within my first month of being in prison, and like I had already gone to the hole and gotten out, and I was like stuck on LOP. And what LOP is it's loss of privilege. So since it's a place that has cells, I am stuck in my cell, like almost 24/7. Like, I'm allowed to shower, I'm allowed to come out for meals, and that's it. I am not allowed to go to yard. I'm not allowed to do any of this other stuff. Maselli is doing double life because he killed his uncle because his uncle was molesting his little sister. So he has a particular disdain for chomos. Like, he is 100% with me on how he feels about those dudes, and he actually tore this dude apart. Like, he buried him. He's allowed to do any of this because his uncle was molesting his little, doing double life because he killed his uncle because his uncle was molesting his little sister. So he has...
So if you kill the chomo to defend your daughter, you get a life sentence. But if he hadn't killed him, that chomo, probably very light sentence. Disgusting. Fucking disgusting. I think I feel like that absolutely constitutes as, like, I guess, like, not self-defense, but, like, you know, defending someone else. Because, you know, it could have continued to fucking happen, but no. No. That's just not how the fucking system works, unfortunately. It's sick. It's fucking sick. It's fucking sick how our system literally protects these pieces of shit that touch kids, that rape women, then just, like, anyone who rapes anything, you know, if you rape, and it doesn't fucking matter who you rape, but if you rape children, yeah, that you're like the lowest of the low. But, like, if you rape anything, you're fucking evil. It's fucking disgusting. Like, I'm trying to get back to my my YouTube studio, so I can, like, see how many viewers I'm getting. But yeah, what did I just stumble into? A random fucking stream. How long ago did you make that?
Has a particular disdain for chomos. Like, he is 100% with me on how he feels about those dudes, and he actually tore this dude apart. Like, he buried him piece by piece in different places, and that's why they gave him the double life. But he had gone to the cops 3 or 4 times to say, yo, my uncle is doing weird shit to my little sister.
So
y'all need to stop him. The police failed to do their job. Like, he tried to address it the way that they want us to address it. They didn't do anything. So he ended up inviting his uncle out to have a campfire, and he ended the dude and cut him up and buried him in numerous places. So, in my opinion, that's hero shit. And instead, he was 17 at the time. 17, you guys. They gave this dude, who was still a child himself, double life sentences. And he had been at Snake River in the same cell that we were in for about 7 years at this point in time. He was also one of the heads for the gang that I had been joining. Like, I was still in the period of my prospect period. He was the one who times to say, yo, my uncle is doing weird shit to my little sister. Y'all need to stop him. The police failed to do their job. Like, he tried to address it the way that they want us to address it. They didn't do anything. So he ended up inviting his uncle out to have a campfire, and he ended the dude and cut him up and buried him in numerous places. So, in my opinion, that's hero shit.
It is.
And instead, he was 17 at the time. 17, you guys. They gave this dude, who was still a child himself, double life sentences. And he had been at Snake River in the same cell that we were in for about 7 years at this point in time. He was also one of the heads for the gang that I had been joining. Like, I was still in the period of my prospect period. He was the one who put me on. So, like, he may have been small, but he was still the big homie. Like, he basically had the keys for that compound that we were on. And Snake River is a really broke prison. Like, it's in the middle of nowhere, first of all. It's out way in the desert. So nobody's really bringing anything in. There's not that many hustles, so extortion was the #1 way that people who didn't have money on their books were eating, and the gangs were deep with the extortion. There was also a lot of freaks there, so business was good on the
oh yeah, I've heard from this dude, like, in, like, other videos, that, you know, basically extort child molesters in prison, basically, where, like, a gang will make a chomo pay them, and basically say, oh, well, if you don't pay me, we're not going to kill you. We're not going to beat the fuck out of you. But it does not protect them from other gangs. So it's basically just getting money out of them.
extortion game. Like, people were making money, people had full boxes, everything was going the way that it was supposed to go.
Like, I wonder what would happen if you said, oh yeah, we won't beat you up as long as you pay us, and then you just beat the fuck out of them anyway. That's what I would want to do. Or maybe say, oh, well, maybe I'll beat you up less. But, you know, I probably wouldn't beat them up less. I just, you know,
go. But apparently, some of these freaks were not happy with the deal because they were paying for protection, and they were still getting beat up, they were still getting tortured, they were still having people put feces into their food, and all of the things that are supposed to happen to chomos. Like, that's just how it goes. Just because you pay someone for protection doesn't mean that you're going to be respected, that you're going to get yard time, that your life is going to be easy in there. No. But they got too big for their britches, and they decided that they would get together, that they were all going to stand together against all the good dude gangs, and they were gonna make a gang of their own, and they called this bitch, bro, I can't even say this with a straight face, they called it the Knights of the Fallen.
The Knights of the Fallen.
Y'all. What type of weird ass shit is that? And you guys know, if you've watched many of my videos, that I have a rule. Like, I do not speak the names of gangs, organizations. I really don't talk about names of individuals unless I know that it's 100% safe, because I'm always cautious and I'm always aware that the feds will pull some funny old style shit with that RICO charge, man. Those organized crime charges, they really can interpret things kind of any way that they want to. They can beef up charges, and they could take me saying something on the internet and possibly use it in one of their cases, and that's never going to be me. My name is never going to come up in somebody's indictment. I'm not going to let that happen. So I don't name names of organizations, but this one's completely safe, and I don't care if these dudes get hemmed up. They don't exist anymore. It was a really
also, you as like an ex-con, it's probably just, it might not be very safe to like name like gangs and organizations in prison. Like, I know there's like a few well-known ones, like the Aryan Brotherhood, which is a white supremacist gang, and it's like really the only one I know. I'm not a white supremacist, by the way. It's just, oh damn.
Short-lived thing. So let's get into what happened with that. So this gang is made up of chomos and snitches and punks and all of the like bottom feeder people in prison. And I say that just to set the stage, because just because someone is a pedophile or a rapist or a punk or a snitch does not mean that they're dumb, and it doesn't mean that they're not tough. There are tough pedophiles.
A lot of them are master manipulators, which, you know, a lot of times that's why a lot of times people end up getting, you know, raped or sexually assaulted, because a lot of these people are master fucking manipulators.
I have seen big, burly, bigger than me gang members get their asses handed to them by pedophiles or snitches or freaks.
Like, that's the thing. Like, that's why a lot of kids get, you know, they get fucking, how do I describe this? A lot of kids get, I guess, diddled, because, a lot of them, like I said, I know I said this, but, like, they're master fucking manipulators. Like, maybe they won't force themselves on a kid, like, physically, but they will manipulate them. They will coerce them. And I feel like you kind of have to be a little smart to do that. Like, I'm not saying it's fucking disgusting, obviously. I'm not saying, like, I'm not calling them smart as, like, a good thing. It's not a compliment.
Freaks of any type, man. You never really know what you're dealing with. They're also not all entirely stupid, and they organized in a way where they took out the heads of several gangs. See, what happened was, we went to Chow, and all of a sudden, 2 different fights broke out, and they were both dudes from this gang, these pedophiles, rapists, snitches, whatever the fuck they were. I didn't know these dudes. I hadn't been there long enough to be able to identify who each and every one of them were, but I knew exactly who their targets were. They went directly after the heads of these gangs, man, these real gangs, the actual decent human being gangs in the Chow Hall. Now, Fighting in the Chow Hall is considered a PC move. It's a protective custody move because there's more COs per inmate there than in any other area, because things can pop off really quickly, turn into a riot, turn into a gang war, turn into a race war. So you don't really get down in the Chow Hall. That's not how we do it, because it's going to get broken up really quickly. So if you take off on somebody in the Chow Hall, first off, you're a fucking punk, bro. You're a punk. That's how people look at you. Secondly, it's viewed that way because people know that it's not going to be a real fight. You're not going to get much licks off. It's going to be like 3 or 4 punches back and forth at most. Cops are going to get you down on the ground. They might pepper spray you. It's just going to get people taken off mainline into the hole where they're safe. Where they're safe. You're safe in the hole. But with these dudes...
Yeah, but like the hole mentally destroys you though, so, you know, but...
That was their entire intention. They were trying to cut the head off the snake of these other gangs, the ones that they were paying money to, the ones that were torturing them, the ones that were beating them up. They figured that if they took out the shot callers, the key holders...
Wouldn't, like, there just be someone else who would replace them?
To these gangs...
People are fucking... These chomos are fucking retards.
That the rest of the gang would just fall apart. They didn't get it. That's not really how that works.
Like
it's not a terrible
probably
idea.
Smarter than they are.
But it's a terrible idea. It really ended badly. I got back to the cell and my cellie was like, hey man, I know you can't go out to yard. It's a bust. They're gonna bop you before you even leave the unit. You're gonna be wrapped up in cuffs and they're gonna take you back to the hole. But I just wanna let you know, like, if I don't come back, like, I need you to do this with this and this with this. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about if you don't come back? He said, well, you saw what happened in the Chow Hall. We're going out there and it's going to be a massacre. All of the gangs are going to stand together and we're all going after these dudes all at once. Now, this shit got me in my feelings a little bit because I really wanted to go out. I wanted to play and I was grounded. I was stuck, but he wasn't wrong, man. Like, that dude knew exactly what time it was. The CO was not going to let me off the unit. And if I even tried, I was definitely just going to go back to the hole. So I had to sit out, man. I had to sit in my little corner and think about what I had done. But he went out, a huge fight broke out. Like, all of these dudes were jumping other dudes. They ended up spraying a bunch of people. Somehow my cellie made it back to the cell. He had gone out there and he had gotten his licks in, but he made it back to the cell. They massacred these dudes and a shitload of people went to the hole. But one of these dudes from the Knights of the Fallen had a roster of everyone in his gang in his pocket so they could easily identify each and every one of these dudes, and they took them all off of the yard. Like, none of these dudes were left after that. So not only did a bunch of good dudes that were gang members that were just doing their time and extorting freaks the way that we're supposed to do in there get taken to the hole, they took this whole clique, this whole gang of these dudes. Every single one of them had to leave the yard. And all of these dudes were paying. So a bunch of the gang members that were left on mainline, they lost out on a bunch of their money. They were going to go hungry after that. They weren't going to be able to get their deodorant after that. It was really a bum deal. But these dudes got smashed out, and they got smashed out bad. Not only are chomos and rats and all of that type of ilk of foul vermin not allowed to start a gang, but basically no one is allowed to start a gang in the Oregon prison system anymore. There are gangs that are authorized by the other gangs, and there's no more gangs allowed to open up. You can't be in there claiming the...
Were you ever, like, technically allowed to start a gang in prison anyway? Like, I feel like you wouldn't really be.
Your gang, prospecting, trying to build rank, getting any territory, that shit is locked down. So these dudes were in violation on so many different fronts, and they got absolutely brutalized for it. Now, generally, when something like this goes down, the administration is going to come to the heads of each of the gangs and the people that are the higher uppers and the usual suspects, and they're going to throw them in the hole under investigation. But they had so many people that they had just put into an already full hole, they didn't have any room. So my cellie ended up being okay, man. Like, they never came for him. We were waiting for it. We were up most of the night waiting for them to come and tell him to cuff up and take his ass to the hole. And it just didn't happen. Like, another 2 days went by, and I'm stuck in the cell this entire time. So, like, time is ticking by really slow for me. And we're still waiting for it, and it's just not happening. But then they come come and they tell me that I need to roll my stuff up. And I'm like, bro, I wasn't even on the, what the hell is going on out here? They rolled me up and they sent me out to another institution. They sent a whole lot of people that were labeled STG, Security Threat Group. That means that they're either in or affiliated with the gang all around the state. When things like that pop off, oftentimes, if they can't get somebody on something, they'll just diesel therapy them. They'll send them to this prison, then that prison, then that prison. They don't let them get comfortable. And that's exactly what they did to me, in essence, until I landed at OSP, Oregon State Penitentiary, where I ended up finally getting in like 2 solid years at one place. But rest assured, my beautiful friends, that was the last time that I've ever heard of sex offenders and snitches trying to unionize and form a gang like that ever. I doubt it'll ever happen in the Oregon system again, because the individual stories of how badly these people got beaten and mollywopped and stuck with different stuff, it's pretty amazing. How stupid do you have to be to have a roster of your gang members written down, especially on you when you go out to yard? Anyway, that's all for tonight. I really appreciate you guys rocking out with me, man. I appreciate each and every single person in this community. I really just want to say a special thank you, particularly to the people who are in the lives, man, because I see your comments. I see that when one person...
Well, I'm gonna have to.